There's something fishy going on with this Tom Homan story. Over the weekend, the MSNBC reported that the DHS border czar Tom Homan had been under FBI investigation last year for accepting a $50,000 cash bribe. Now, last year was when Joe Biden was in office, and the Trump administration initially didn't really say a lot about the report, but suddenly today, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt changed the story.
So, too, on the Homan investigation, I mean, can you just speak to, did the president ask the Justice Department to close the case, and does Homan have to return the $50,000?
Well, Mr. Homan never took the $50,000 that you're
That's new. See, nobody has ever denied that Homan took $50,000.
referring to, so you should get your facts straight, number one. Number two, this was another example of the weaponization of the Biden Department of Justice against one of President Trump's strongest and most vocal supporters.
It's not a coincidence that Caroline Leavitt is claiming that Biden weaponized the Department of Justice less than about one day or so after Trump called for the prosecution of his political enemies by the Attorney General at the Department of Justice. Not a coincidence at all.
In the midst of a presidential campaign, you had FBI agents going undercover to try and entrap one of the president's top allies and supporters, someone who...
Wait, which is it? Okay, this doesn't make sense already. Homan didn't take the money, but he was entrapped. But if he didn't take the money, how was he entrapped? And by the way, Homan was never, ever a target of the investigation. What the FBI was investigating actually led them to Homan. But he was never a target. This was not a quote-unquote Biden operation to get Tom Homan. That's flat-out nonsense.
They knew very well would be taking a government position months later. Mr. Homan did absolutely...
How did they know? How did they know in July of 2024 that Tom Homan would be taking a government position in months? The election hadn't happened yet, and nobody knew who was going to fill what job, no matter which candidate won.
Absolutely nothing wrong. And even the president's Department of Justice, even Kash Patel's FBI, looked into this just to make sure. They had a number of different prosecutors and FBI agents who looked into this. They found zero evidence.
They didn't look into it. They immediately dismissed it, according to the reporting,
Of illegal activity or criminal wrongdoing. In the White House and the president stand by Tom Homan 100% because he did absolutely nothing wrong, and he is a brave public servant who has done a phenomenal job in helping the president shut down the border.
Here's the problem. According to the MSNBC News report, there's audio and video of Homan. There's case files on this. If Homan is on audio and video accepting a bribe, the Trump administration is going to be flat out caught in a lie with irrefutable video and audio evidence. So, this all should look very familiar. You remember how the Trump administration tried to pretend like the Epstein client list didn't exist, and then the Epstein files didn't exist? Well, that's how they started their cover-up on Epstein. Well, now, with the Tom Homan story coming out, they're now claiming that there was no bribe. Homan never took any money. This was a case of Biden entrapment, which I wish the administration would make up its mind. Is Joe Biden either somebody who was so mentally feeble that he couldn't do anything, or was he this mastermind that was running this operation to entrap Trump figures? Which is it? You can't claim somebody's mentally feeble and unable to be president, but then also claim that they are a criminal, or not a criminal, but they are a mastermind of political entrapment. It doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. I smell something very wrong here and fishy, and in fact, I think there's a rat. And I think it would be very embarrassing for the Trump administration to see their face of the immigration crackdown as someone who took bribes. The criminal hunter may in fact be a criminal. So this really looks, seems like a cover-up. What we know so far is that MSNBC says Homan took the money. MSNBC reporters also say, who did the original story, that the White House is adding on to their response now by claiming Homan never took the money. There's audio and video. I think we need to see that audio and video. I think it needs to be released, because if Homan's innocent, then of course the White House should put out that video and prove to the country there's nothing to the story. If they won't, that suggests there's a lot of fire behind that smoke. I'm Jason Eastley. I write for the Politicus USA. I write for the Daily. Please like and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Follow me on TikTok at Politicus USA. Like and subscribe to us on Substack, Politicus USA and the Daily. Until next time, take care of yourself and take care of each other.